Hello, I'm back, this time building a fairly small greenhouse. I'm quite happy with how the inside turned out actually. I don't mind the outside. I think, to be honest, the outside is not really a strength of mine anyway, but yeah, I'm happy with how the inside turned out, because sometimes I find when I'm decorating the inside of houses, I kind of have a bit of a safe zone, or I tend to go for the same style but maybe a different colour or something. But this is the first house I've done where I've actually decorated it quite differently to how I usually would, or how I've done before, so I was quite happy about that. And when I looked at it afterwards, I kind of thought, you know, I wouldn't mind living in a house like that. That would be quite nice. So yeah, as usual, I'm probably not really going to talk too much about it, because I mean, you can see what I'm doing, and sometimes I just get bored of the sound of my own voice if I'm talking about building. Sometimes I think, oh, shut up, who do you think you are? Just let them watch it and talk about something you know something about. But the trouble is, when you decide to talk about something different, you have to think of something to talk about. And one of the difficulties I have with that is that I don't have a job at the moment. So I've said it in other videos, but you know, could be the first time anyone's watching this, so just to fill you in, I've moved to America, I'm from England, I currently don't have the right to work, so I'm just waiting for my work permit to come through. So I'm not exactly the definition of a bum, okay? I'm just kind of pretending to be one for a little bit until I'm allowed to work, and obviously I'm desperate to work. But yeah, the difficulty with being able to, you know, find things to talk about is I don't have anything going on because I don't really leave the house much, and yeah, it's a sad life really. No, I'm kidding, I'm very happy, but it does mean that I don't have enough interesting things going on that I can actually talk about, because I'll tell you what I do all day. I sit at my computer and just piss about with The Sims. That's pretty much all I do. So it's hard to find things to fill this time with, because whenever I've watched other speed builds by other people that play The Sims, they usually chat about things that are, well, if they're not talking about their build, then they'll be talking about things that are going on in their lives. Maybe they're at university, maybe they're, you know, they talk about their job, or they talk about all these things. But I can't really do that, because not only do I not have a job, but I don't really have that many friends. I have, well, actually no, I do have friends, but they're in another country. So all of my friends I have here is, I have four friends here. And I don't see them that often, and I don't really know them that well, because I have only known them for like 2 months. So yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit stuck in a rut really, of trying to find things to talk about, although I've managed to talk enough about not having things to talk about for, you know, over 3 minutes now, so there's that. But yeah, I don't really want this video to just be me rambling on about not having anything to talk about, so I will try and think of something. One of the things I was thinking about the other day was, like, not pranks, but funny things to do at work, because in the office I used to work at, we were pretty bored really as a team. I mean, we weren't really that busy, so we would constantly be looking for things to entertain ourselves or to do some kind of dares, and we found this website that had a list of things that you can do, and so we went full force with this. We had a score sheet, we had everything. There was 8 people involved, and it was a list of things you had to do, and you had to have someone at part of the team there to observe it, otherwise it doesn't count. There were some really funny dares there, but we didn't make them up, as I said, they did come from a website. But one of them was, so you have to like gasp dramatically. If you're in a lift or an elevator and there are other people there, it can't just be you and the person observing you, it has to be other people there that don't know about the list. You have to gasp dramatically every time the doors open or close. And, you know, we worked in a building that had multiple stories, so that was quite funny if you don't know what's going on and some random person in the lift just suddenly keeps going every single time the doors open and close. So yeah, we had a score sheet for that. We also had a score sheet for doing things like you have to skip everywhere instead of walk. What was the other one? There was another one that was like drink directly from the water dispenser rather than using a cup. But yeah, the caveat was you always had to have someone there to see you that wasn't in on it. So yeah, that was really funny. And we probably would have carried that on as well if HR hadn't have cottoned on. It's always HR that ruined the fun, isn't it? Always. Well, where I worked anyway. But yeah, that was always quite fun, The other thing I remember, see, the place where I used to work, it was a fun environment. Like, even our boss would kind of have a laugh with us. Like, I remember, so in the environment we worked, we had these big plasma TV screens on the wall, and they had the phone stats because we were a call centre. And one day he decided he was just sick of us constantly worrying about the phone stats, because I think he wanted us to focus on spending time on the phone with the customer rather than trying to get them off the phone to pick up another call. So he took down all of the phone stats and instead replaced it with an image of himself in drag and left it on all of those massive screens around the office and refused to let anyone turn them off. And he left it on there for 2 days. So for 2 days straight, we were forced to look at a picture of our boss in drag, and yeah, he would not let anyone change it. So that's kind of the way we worked as a team. Everything, as long as it's funny, it's fine. Unless it's, you know, harassment or assault or anything like that. We don't play that game. But anyway, I've managed to chat all the way to the end of the video. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.